that.
So do you just
Yeah.
keep the body out and like, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, I guess they don't. They have to go ahead and bury, but in terms of a service, I don't know. This stuff is crazy.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
Oh, I see you live on Facebook. Okay.
Yay. But we are live. I'm trying to find it so I can share it out. Because, yeah, this new technology, I just really want to be live on Facebook. Why do we have to go through all the other pages and all of that?
Well, I will say this: we have to appreciate Facebook and social media right now, like for real.
You
But
do.
everybody there be like, Facebook did that. I bet you now
I bet you like it now. Yeah,
you like it now.
you're right. You're right. Facebook is still
I
Facebook.
ain't gonna even. It's like a blessing.
Yeah, you get to still communicate with everybody and you get to be face
Yeah,
to face and
see what's going on. Yeah,
yeah,
it's really a blessing right now.
it is.
And for businesses. I mean, you can
Yeah,
get a little.
because
It helps
we would have definitely
definitely.
lost a lot. Um,
Yeah, it definitely helps to try to help you stay viable. Small
yeah.
businesses.
So everybody, hi, we're back. Today, like I said earlier, will be a full day of the Art of Transparency speakers. And then we have a half day on tomorrow trying to get everybody in. So I am live with one of my good sisters. I love my good sisters, but this sister, wow, we have known each other for, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years.
Seems like your time flies. Probably so.
Yeah, it's been a while. And we are also Curvy Alliance sisters.
Hmm.
Um, what else do we do? She is part of one of the owners of Thick Girl Productions.
I
Okay, I gotta
am.
take that down. That is turning book number one into a play in September. I am super excited about that. Her name is Yolanda Givens. That's my sister. That's my sister. That's my sister.
That's me. Hey y'all. I can't see myself, so it's so weird.
It
Hope I
is,
look
ain't
okay.
it?
I hope I look okay.
You cute. You cute. I also do her hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to do right now, but it's hanging in there.
So she decided to join the tour this year in 2020. Of course, through Kirby Alliance, I've heard that she had a story, and I heard that, she's been through a lot of things in her life as well. So I just want you to tell the audience, like, who you are, what do you do, and then we'll go from there. Yep.
Oh, I don't like talking about myself. That's funny. So I am Yolanda. I am a consultant, a coach, um, educator.
Yep.
Um, I am a small business owner, entrepreneur, whichever phrase works best. I am a woman that empowers other women. I think that is a blessing from God to be somebody that inspires other people. And it's not a pat on the back or being overconfident, but I definitely can say that's something about me. I am a mother,
Yay.
um, and I'm a big sister to a
A
whole
whole lot of us.
lot of women, a whole lot of women, a
A
whole lot
whole
of
lot
women.
of us.
Yeah.
Um, so what made you this year join the tour?
So, outside of watching you really put this tour together last year and be very impressed with the fact that you're even doing it a second year. That is definitely to be applauded. But I love the theme, the art of transparency. And this was kind of a stepping out of the box for me. And saying that people be like, No, it wasn't. But it was in that, and I think I talked about this in Memphis that I do find myself behind a microphone, so to speak, in many occasions as a host or leading something
Mhm.
or facilitating, but never. I can't even think or singing, but I can't think of a moment when I've been held a mic or been in front of an audience to talk about me
Yeah.
or any aspect of my story. So it was kind of just stepping out, doing something different.
Mhm.
I'm not in charge of nothing. I'm not the leader. Um, and
And
it
that in
puts me,
itself is enough.
yeah, and it puts me, it makes me vulnerable. And I think
Yeah.
that sometimes it's important for us to be vulnerable and for people to see the inside of us, as
Yeah.
well as what they see on the outside. So it was, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it a little bit, like I'm gonna do it a little bit. So that's
Yeah.
why, I think that I may not have a story of like homelessness, say it right, or anything to that extent, but I do have a story, as we all have a
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
And hoping, my hope is by sharing a little piece of me will, have an impact on somebody and be able to help
Yeah.
somebody. So that's why.
So you mentioned I don't have the homeless story, or I don't have what people used to think is traumatic, right?
Right.
But now the fact that you may have survived being a parent,
Mhm.
sometimes the fact that you have survived a marriage or a relationship,
Mhm.
all of that is so impactful right now
Yep.
because it's real. It's
Yeah.
real. And I
Yeah.
tell people all the time, I've never been homeless. I've never really been what society calls poor.
Right.
However, I've been through so much other stuff
Right.
that if he had added that to it, I probably, yeah, that's a lot.
Right.
So I've been
Right.
through a lot. So I applaud the fact that you even want to tell that part of your story or a part of your story. Um,
Right. Right.
that's
I
the
think
whole
that,
reason.
yeah, I think because women think like, well, me, I can't shed. What I'm going through is nothing compared to
Yeah,
what someone else is going through, but it is,
it
because
is.
everybody experiences stuff in different ways.
Yeah,
Um, and it is traumatic,
yeah,
whether we realize it or not. When we go through different things, there is a level of trauma, that we experience, and
yeah,
not talking about it definitely isn't helpful. And so that's another reason. So some of this is healing for me.
yeah.
There's a level of I've been brokenhearted in many ways for the last 5+ years for a different reason. And
Mm-hmm.
how is my heart ever going to really heal if
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk about it? You know what I'm saying? If there ain't a level of therapy that goes on in the process of healing.
Yeah,
So this is also for me. I
yeah.
need my heart to be mended. You know what I'm saying? And God is like, well, you need to tell somebody.
Talk about
Tell somebody.
it.
Talk about it.
What's crazy is the Marquita was the last interview that we did this morning or this
Mhm.
afternoon, and her whole thing is mental health. And we were
Mhm.
talking about
Mhm.
how we grew up in a society. Don't say what happens. What happens in this house
Mhm.
stays in this house,
Absolutely.
and because we grew up with that, we would go through trauma and not tell anybody because we were
Right.
scared that number one, we've always been raised with that what happens in this house stays in this house. And then
Right.
what are you going to think about me if I become vulnerable and tell you what I'm going through? What
Right.
what would you think about me if I told you that my heart is hurting? I'm
Mhm.
okay physically, but my heart is hurting.
Yep.
So a lot of times we don't want to tell people because we don't want that backlash. Like, well, they gonna think differently of me.
Right.
Um, so
Right.
that was the major reason why I started the tour, and I have been personally touring since 2016.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Art of Transparency was birthed in 2016. I opened it up to other authors, other speakers, other women in
Mhm.
2019. So this is our
Mhm.
second year being as big as we are. However,
Right.
this tour has been happening since 16. So I've been going from city to city telling this story or
That's
telling pieces of my
amazing.
story. And what I've learned is every year it's something else. It's more
Mhm.
of the story. It's more
Mhm.
of what I need to get out. So I'm
Mhm.
sure that this shutdown is going to reveal some more stuff that I need
Ab-
to get out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think
Absolutely.
it might help us.
Yes. You know what? But that's one thing that I have said to people, and I'm doing for myself, is trying to look at this situation as God said to me, Yolanda,
Hmm.
sit down.
Yeah.
I need your
Yeah.
attention. I need
Yes.
you to focus. I need you to review your goals. I need you to write some stuff down.
Yeah.
How about I need you to complete something like my book that's been in typewritten form for probably 10 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm encourage people to do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a mind thing. Like he just saying, okay, you ain't got the hustle and the bustle no more. You
Yeah.
ain't running around. You ain't going from here to there. So you got time.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, I want to make sure when we come out of this that I can say, I'm sorry, that I can say I accomplished something. I was shut in for a reason, but
Yeah.
look what I got. You know what I'm saying?
I need
Um,
something.
yeah, you know, so I encourage that for people. So you're right. I think you will discover some stuff.
Yeah.
You'll definitely discover some stuff if you take this time, to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If you take this
You
time
you
to
you
do
can
this.
take this time and do two things. You can do absolutely nothing,
Right,
or you can restructure everything. And for
right,
me, it's a restructure because I
right.
got a third book that's coming out, supposed to be a fourth book. Because the third book came in after something happened, right?
Mhm,
Traumatic, breakup and all that good stuff. So now I need to
mhm,
write about that.
mhm,
And I got something to say. Like, so that's
mhm.
the third book. But the fourth book was supposed to be me coming out of the invisible daughter and me becoming visible. I can't
Go
talk
right, right, right. Oh
today.
yeah, I
Right.
love
So
that.
now there's these books that I have. And at first I was like, well, I don't want to really write about that because what if people don't like that? Da, 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 da. They go that whole what if people, it ain't about them. They could,
It's not
and it's no negativity when I say this, but you can either buy the book and read it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
not for everybody. I
right,
learned that with the first book and all the things that I'm doing. Everything is not for everybody. Everybody is not your audience. And
right,
I'm okay with that now. I'm okay with
right.
that now. It took me a long time to get here, but I'm okay with that now.
Yeah, you gotta
Um,
be. Who you
yeah,
impact is for who you to impact. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? And
yes,
even when you think that you are not impacting someone, you are.
yeah.
Somebody is watching
And
you.
listening. And
And
listen.
they're listening, and you are opening up something for them,
Hmm.
or you're giving them a little piece of hope or a little inspiration or a little, dang, I
My
could do
nose
that too.
itching.
I could do that too. So yeah, don't ever,
My nose
don't
been
worry
itching
about
for
it.
2 days, y'all.
I
Um,
want to say that money, but I don't know about the
I
no. Like the hand, yeah, I don't know about the no.
don't know about the nose. I don't know what that represents, but the hand, and it ain't itched.
We need our
um,
hands to get you.
I hope so. Come on with this money. So what made you finally decide, you know what, I'm going to join the tour. I'm going to say I'm going to do it this year.
You know what? A lot of it, probably most of it, had to do with I just became to adore you. I'm like, I think I like her a little bit. I love what she's doing. And so know that you impacted me in that way. Whether it's something you said, your smile, or a press, or whatever.
That is
Something about
amazing to hear. Thank you.
our interaction.
Mm,
Made me say, okay. And I wanted to do it for me, like I said,
yeah.
to share somebody and to give you a level of support, because I love the fact that you were doing it. So if I could support that and be a part of it and benefit as well as
Mm-hmm.
pour into, absolutely. But it
Yeah.
was nothing but besides God in my hand saying you're gonna do something a little bit different this year.
Yeah.
But I know the final decision came from something about our connection.
That's
Something
amazing
about
to
our
hear.
connection.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Um, so tell us just a little bit, just give us a snippet because I want them to come out because when we get through
Right.
with this,
Right.
right, we will be on the go. So just tell us a little snippet about that heartbreak. What about your heart needs to mend?
Um. So yeah. I have to be mindful because my snippet involves other people.
Okay.
But just in a nutshell, when the closest people to you go through something, you
Mm-hmm.
go through something with them.
Yeah.
And the closest people to me, my mom, my daughter, my son, and I won't share what it was,
Right.
in this on this platform, but the three of them had some experiences in their lives that shattered mine.
Mm.
And I couldn't understand why um those are the three most important people in my life, and like,
Like, why
Lord,
them? Not them.
like a few things like how am I supposed to handle it?
Yeah.
How do I help them get through it? Um, it was yeah. When I say heartbreaking, beyond heartbreaking, and with my mom's situation, and there's been definitely some triumphs. I want people to know, but even with my mom's situation, I still today every time I hear her voice on the phone, it's like my heart get broken all over again. It's the it's the
Mm.
it's the craziest thing, on top of the person that I thought I would marry, didn't. I didn't. So just imagine your two
Yeah.
children, your mother, and then the guy, in this case, in your life. None of it was all four: heartbreak, 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 heartbreak.
Wow.
And I know while a level of me is over it, and while
Mm.
there's been some victories behind it, and some triumphs, and some definitely some blessings. My daughter, my son, they're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
But it still broke my heart and broke me down. And it took a long time for me to realize how those things did change me.
Yeah.
Um, right now, in the midst of I was going through it, somebody recently told me that where this person where this person been? Like you never showed me this person. And I
Mm.
realized, and it was a good thing because that's really who I am. But they was like, wow,
Yeah.
what?
How you changed.
And it
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
me realize that a lot of what I was experiencing, or my response to people, or lack of,
Uh-huh.
sort of all those different things. And I know people are like, well, she's talking in circles. Yeah,
No,
I get
I
it.
understand
Um,
fully.
but I realized that, man, a level of me had shut down.
Yeah.
People would not, they would be like, really? We done seen you do this. We done
Uh-huh.
seen you do that. You
Mm-hmm.
making this happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I see you on, but a level of me had shut down. There was a wall that was seriously up,
Mm.
and I didn't even realize. I
Wow.
did not realize. And I had some losses because of that. I had some
Wow.
losses because of that. And it's 2020. That's another reason. Ain't no more, no, forget, no more losses.
I'm not taking no more of that.
Not taking no more losses because I can't get it together. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? No.
yes,
So I
yes.
have to step out, really and truly step out on faith in a different way. And I thought a part of that was me being vulnerable in front of other people and being able to share, to give, and also get back from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so deep. And although there are some people that may say, what is she talking about? I get it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't, not saying that it doesn't matter what happens to them, but the fact that it impacted you is
Right.
what the heartbreak was
Right.
for
Right.
you. the
Right.
heartbreak came because you have to watch your closest people go through all of the things that they've gone through.
Right.
And
Right.
I,
I'm
I can
surprised I
definitely
didn't
understand
drive my son crazy because his situation, even today, I'm still like, he's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm worried about this boy. Like,
yeah,
you just had to experience it. It was just some of the craziness and the anxiety and
yeah,
just too much worry. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just because of what I'm feeling in
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Because of what I'm feeling in here. Because my heart is always like, oh my God, I'm gonna be disappointed again. I'm gonna
Talk
be let
about
down
blood pressure.
again. Yeah, right,
Talk about blood pressure. Yeah, like
right.
I'm up here, then I'm there. Like, okay, this is enough.
But people
So,
never will know.
because I know where you are. Um, so in closing, what is it that you want to see happen with the tour and yourself for the duration of 20?
Well, we definitely want to see the tour get back on track. You know,
Please,
I
please.
just I want to at the end of this year, I would love to hear the testimonies from your audience. The snippets that people were able to hold on to, and just to see that 2021 will be even grander, and
Ooh, come on here.
people will be like look knocking on your door saying when
Like,
you putting that Eventbrite
oh,
link up, what's up, and for me, I was told before that I would speak in front of tons of people. So I am hoping that this, and yes, I've done it to a certain extent, but I'm hoping this will re-spark that, rekindle. I hope
yeah.
to revive a party. Sometimes you lose your voice. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm hoping
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna help me get that voice back.
It shall. It shall.
Yeah,
Um, so guys, of course, we have not announced like on a grand scheme of things the September event, but it is
yeah,
Black Tie. We can tell you that much.
yeah.
Yes, I can't wait. My seamstress, her and I were talking, and for those that don't know, I had the surgery, so I'm anticipating losing more weight by September. So she was like, "Well, we're gonna have to wait for the last minute to get this dress together," but um, I am doing the whole dress, and they got this whole thing happening. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
So do
it's
not miss
going
it.
to be
Do not miss
amazing. Don't miss it.
it. Because they, when we are all getting together and meeting about it, the ideas that were pouring were just amazing. So
Yeah,
don't miss it, y'all. Do not miss it. There will be so much more of the art of transparency coming. Just
absolutely.
like everybody else, we are on a shutdown as well. Because if nothing else, we want the health of the organization to stay healthy. So
Right,
traveling is just not an option for us right now. And that we don't want to travel and then get stuck because somebody put a
right.
band and now
No,
we
for
stuck
real.
in Houston or stuck
Right.
in. We don't want to get stuck either.
Heck
So
no.
we got other stuff to
I'd
do.
rather be at home. I'd rather be at home.
We're gonna pay for that hotel for weeks at a time. All right.
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
that's a whole other story. So you guys, I thank you guys for tuning in. Yolanda, I will talk to you soon. I'm at home, so if we
Yes.
need hairdos, I'm
Yes, it's
home.
coming. All right.
So you guys, you tune in. We got several more for today. Give us about 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Bye, guys.